Hi, Jeff. It's a pleasure to have you for the second week.
Yeah, it's good
And
to be with you.
yeah,
We
and
had a good first week,
yeah,
so
and you are kind of a rarity in this part of the world once a year.
yeah, once or
So
twice a year maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
so tonight I thought I would talk about the master's course that you're going to do this Friday
Yep. Or
and
Thursday.
or
It
Thursday.
starts
It's a 4-day
Thursday.
training,
Yep.
yes,
Yep.
and want to pick your brain or some insights on what's behind it because. Students just go for the course, but it'd be
Mhm.
useful to know maybe how it came about.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
my first question is, could you tell us something about how the master's course came about? How
Yeah.
did it originate? Because you're the author,
Yep.
how did it come about?
Well, I've been working in the transformational trainings for probably 20 years by that time, or 15 years, I think, 15 years. And we were pretty large in the United States. There were a number of training centers, many staff and trainers. And so one of the things we noticed is that in order for us to continue to grow, that the staff and the trainers, they needed to continue to grow. So the original intention was that this would be a training that would help develop our staff and our trainers,
Right.
and wanting to, in a way, transcend, go to another level of awareness and consciousness, so that we can continue to support people in their own transformation. So that was the idea, and I spent about 9 months uh, just kind of reading, researching, talking with many different trainers, people in philosophy. Um, and so in that process, I came up with what we call the master's course, which is really all about the path of mastery in life. How does one um, kind of master living?
Okay.
What does it take to really be able to create what you want, create what's important to you, and what are some of the core principles to do that?
Right.
So that's what I ended up designing, and the, although I kind of was the author, there's a lot of people, a lot of trainers that I worked with that had input in all of that,
Okay.
and so that's kind of the idea
Okay.
when we started.
And how did it evolve and come about that now we have the master's course that's available for
Oh,
discovery
oh,
students and,
yeah,
and kind of a wider audience?
yeah. Well, that was kind of just happened, in that we started to do the training, and we had staff and trainers, and then in all the different cities in the U.S., we thought, some of the graduates that had been around for a while and
Yes.
very involved, they supported the trainings a lot. They started asking, well, can we go? And so we started out, and we actually sent out invitations to
Selected people?
key graduates that had contributed a lot, had participated a lot, sent out invitations, and then they came. And once we did that, and we did the training, then after that, they all said, well, we want to have this for the graduates as well. And so we started creating they would be on a team, and that team would create the next master. So it kind of evolved as just organically. It didn't wasn't our intention in the beginning.
So it's not as if you adapted the course or
No.
for anyone, but it was the graduates kind of stepping up to
Yeah.
to that level.
Absolutely.
I see.
And so that was pretty exciting to actually
Yes.
see that it wasn't just for staff and trainers, although that was the intention, but it was also, it's all about, what are the fundamental principles of mastery in life? What does that take?
Okay.
And what are the steps to mastery of your life? It doesn't mean that people are going to be a master when they do the training,
Right.
but it's like, because mastery, as I see it, is being on the path, being on the process that creates a life that's of worth to yourself, to other people. So it's
I found the master's course to be very different from our other curriculum. Uh, I don't know whether I'm correct in this, but there are some of our courses where we help people to process themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, but this master's course doesn't seem to be that kind of training.
No, it's not. It's, I think we could say that in the master's course, we're focused on distinctions.
Right.
And what we mean by a distinction is that I have an expression that our power as human beings lies in our ability to make distinctions.
Right. Yes.
And so if you look at anybody in any field that is highly successful, accomplished, they are seeing things that other people don't see.
Right.
They have a different view of their area of expertise.
yeah.
And so in life, this is about how do you make the distinctions. Now we're talking about like living. So there's some people that really have a relationship work, and other people are constantly in breakdown in
And
relationships.
we wonder what's the difference.
Yeah. So what's the difference? So it's starting to look at what is the difference. Some people are able to achieve results and make money and do the things they want to do, and other people are struggling with that all the time. So what we do in the master's course is we start to create an environment where people can look and see from a different perspective about life. And so making distinctions is a key part of that process.
Yes.
I think the other thing, using a kind of metaphor or whatever, I think that this may sound bad, so I don't know how, but it's like a lot of people are more like firemen, and they go through life putting out the fires. This isn't working, and so I got to fix this, and this is, and so they become good at putting out fires.
Right.
But they haven't stopped to look at what's generating the fire, what's starting the fires. And so in master's course, we talk about that in great detail, is what is generating your life to be the way it is.
Okay.
And so that if you start to see that, it can truly shift the way you live.
Yes.
So we want people to not be. It's good to be a good fireman, but we want to have people be able to see what's generating the fire.
Yeah. So the master's course, or mastery as you call it, sometimes, is really educational. It's not like you are, I'm saying processing people. You're really, that means the students got to understand or try and figure it out.
Well, I would put it like this, that the key part of the master's course is to have people be in an inquiry.
Right.
We want them to be with the questions in life. So there are fundamental questions in life, like, what is my purpose? Who am I? Some of these core questions that people need to be in an inquiry about, not from a place of what's the answer to that,
Right.
but to be in a process of discovery around those core things in your life. What does it mean to be in a loving relationship? What is that really? And so the training is more of an inquiry. It's a deep process of discovery about myself. And so I want people to come in with a real intention of looking past the way they've always looked.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's like educational, like you go to school and you go to a class and you learn intellectually. This is not just learning intellectually.
Right.
This is learning at an experiential level.
Right.
We're looking to have a fundamental shift in where you come from in life.
It's as big as that. Huh?
Yeah, it's a very profound shift. The distinction I would make is two words. One is transformation, and the other is change.
Right.
A lot of people are looking at what do I need to change, and so they want to change certain habits, behavior, attitude, beliefs, whatever, and change is fine as a result, but what it really takes is how do they transform? Transform means I'm going beyond the form or what I would call the content of my life. So it doesn't matter to me what your relationship is like or what your job is like or any of that.
Right.
What matters is where is that being generated from?
Right.
It's like, what's the source of it being like that? Because everybody's life is the only way it can be, given where they come from. So if they can fundamentally shift where they come from, then everything can shift in life.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
I don't know. That's a long.
Yes,
I'm sorry about that.
I'm just thinking, if I were a student, I wouldn't know where to put my foot in the first hour or so, maybe the first master's course.
Yeah.
And it's something that people repeat, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I've had people do it 3-4 times. It's because it is an inquiry. It's not like we're getting answers. So when I do this training, I know the answers now. So now
I need to go again.
I don't need to go again. But this is an experiential process, and wherever people come into the training is fine with me.
Right.
Because we're going to engage in a process of really looking at what I refer to as the context of our life, not the content of our life.
Right.
So the context is what gives everything meaning.
Right.
So maybe one example of that is human beings, we're kind of born into what I call a survival context.
Right.
So a lot of our life is about how do I survive? How do I, make it in life? How do I make enough money? How do I, do this, buy this? How do I get by in my relationships? So most people are trying to survive or look good, and that is one way of living in life. But to me, that's not what mastery is about.
Right.
Mastery is about a different context, living from a place of abundance, of joy, of openness. How can you get to that place in life?
And getting to that place means you have to leave the survival context behind.
Yeah.
That seems to be
and
daunting
that's what's
task.
challenging.
Yes.
Because it pulls us back in.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why sometimes people do it more than once, because they now have a different awareness. They
Right.
go out, and then sometimes they get pulled back in, and then they're in the experience again to further create a shift. So,
Getting away from what's right, what's wrong. That's
Yeah.
a very difficult
yeah.
mind to
Yeah.
keep on track.
Well, our mind is geared towards wanting to be right,
Yeah, right, wrong.
and so that is one of context that we live from is a right, wrong, good, bad, and there is a different way. There's another way to live, but people have got to experience that,
Yes.
not just have a concept of it.
Right, right.
So-
So in that sense, this weekend will be an experiential event rather than just a lecture.
Oh yeah, very experiential. We do a number of exercises to have people get clear about the distinction, not just they have an intellectual understanding. So I can say, there's two contexts, let's say, survival and mastery. Okay, so, but what is that really? They can have a concept of it, but how can you experience the difference? And they can find themselves operating from a different place than they have been up until now.
So the key is that context. It doesn't matter where people are.
Nope.
Yeah.
Wherever they are, they're going to bring that with them. They're
That's
going
right,
to come
okay.
into that wherever they are. But the possibility of the mastery is about that you're on a path that has you transform your life, your relationships, the way you live.
That's a result you're saying, but is that a result that students can expect? I mean,
Well, I expect it. I expect it
Okay.
of them, and I think most people come in with an intention to have something really shift,
Okay.
and I trust that in people. And when they're able to make the distinction, then they can change. Then that can happen.
Okay.
So
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the training, no student is going to say, I have the answer.
no, probably not. But they can say, I see something far greater than where I was.
Okay. Yes.
And there's a new possibilities now that's opened up, and I may have some answers, but I don't have.
More questions?
I have more questions.
Yes.
So,
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Thank you for having me.
That gives a big, a wholesome picture of what mastery is
Yes.
in the master's course.
Great.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you, Jeff. We'll see you
see you
again.
Thursday
and,
night.
This Thursday is going to be great.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.